What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. The link is in the description box below. Men approach and women choose. I'm gonna attack a bunch of different things, hopefully, with that premise. In relationships, men approach women. We approach you ladies. But we're with the woman who chooses to be with us. So even with colorism, right? Black men approach dark skinned women, brown skinned women, light skinned women. But he has no, that man has no control over who chooses him back. So if you see a man out in public with a woman, that's the woman that chose to be with him. That's not the only woman he approached. And taking that a little bit further, some of you ladies, this is why men say religiously to women, if your man ain't shit, you chose him. Because you probably had other men approaching you. I mean, that's just the reality of it. You probably had uh, other options because men get their options from approaching, women get their options from being approached. So that's why you get to pick and choose who you talk to, just like we get to pick and choose who we talk to because we go, oh, I think she's cute. I'm gonna talk to her. I think she's cute. I'm gonna talk to her. But until you have a person who says, look, I want to be with you, you don't you're not with any particular person. You just approach it. Well, women is different. The guys, y'all say y'all can get, men approach y'all all the time. Y'all can get sex whenever y'all want it. But the question is, who are you choosing? Because the guys that you normally complain about are normally the guys that you choosing. And those guys that you choose, you know, are a representation of your um, choices. A relationship is complementary. And that's the crazy thing about it, to get mad at men for who they wind up with is kind of weird because I'm gonna put this in practical application. I like dark skinned women. I approach dark skinned women. I approach brown skinned women. I approach light skinned women because I think they're all cute. My preference is dark skinned women. But the when I think about the relationships I've had in the women I've had sex with, dark skinned women are usually the minority in that because they didn't uh, choose me after I approached them. But who chose was the brown and the light skinned chicks. And that's the thing. Like, you can't get mad at a person if you see them out in public with somebody that I can't believe you with that brown chick. I can't believe you with that light chick. I can't even believe you with that non-black chick. The guy approached all the women he thought who were attractive to him and he was intrigued with. Who responded back was who you saw him with. And getting on to the women choosing, let's be real. When brothers talk about y'all pick thugs, y'all pick non-black guys or white guys, or y'all want to pick ballers for their money, or y'all want to pick playboys because they got a lot of women. Y'all chose them guys. And you know how we know y'all chose them guys? Because the effort you put in to get with them, y'all claim those guys. That's my man. Y'all go out of y'all way after he approaches you to put your flag down and say, this is the one I'm with. And this is the other problem when it comes to modern day women as of now. A lot of y'all um, are very, very ambiguous. Y'all don't want to choose anybody. Guys approach you and you're, well, we're just hanging out, we're dating, but we're in a relationship. No, we're not really in a relationship. It's nothing official type of bullshit, which means he approached you and other people approached you, but now you want to play this game where you can get what you can get from who you can get it, when you can get it, and because the man didn't say you gonna be my woman, which even if he said that, that doesn't mean you're gonna be his woman because you never agreed. You never said yes. I I choose you too. It's just mm-hmm. And then when the shit goes down here, I never said I was with you. So here's the problem with that. And then some of y'all on the back end complain about you're not in a relationship, nobody wants you, nobody chooses you. You don't have, you don't give all the options that everybody else has. But see, here's the difference. You're not saying that you've been approached. You're not saying that you're choosing to be ambiguous and it's leaving you single. You're not saying, okay, when I wanted to be a wife, I wanted to be a wife, and a guy approached me, and then he said he was looking for marriage, and then you said, fuck that, and then it was over with, and then now you like, don't nobody want me. You chose to be single on that, right? You know, you're not telling people, I got pregnant by these dudes. Well, see, you're not telling guys or girls, for the most part, anybody, that you chose to have the guy approached you and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck him. You chose to have sex with him. Now, did you have sex? Did you practice safe sex? No, you did not. You chose to not practice safe sex. That's your choice. You did that. Some of you chose to say you were practicing safe sex knowing that you weren't and got yourselves pregnant. Because guess what? I'm on the pill. I'm on the shot. I got the sponge, Depo, whatever the fuck, Nuvarang. I got my tubes tied. I got my tubes blocked. And then, oh, I'm pregnant. Nah, you did that on purpose. And then when that fractures the trust of y'all relationship, and you wind up by your damn self, then it's these dudes ain't shit. No, you pulled a bullshit stunt, and the motherfucker left you hanging with your bullshit stunt. The child is involved in that stunt, absolutely, I get it, but you chose that route. You know, the same thing with choosing. A guy can approach you. You can choose to ignore him. You can choose to ignore his advances. You know, oh, I'm busy. Okay. I'm going out with my people. Okay. I'm going on vacation. Okay. Then he leaves. He approaches somebody else. Well, how come you don't call me no more? I already approached you. You chose to give me the cold shoulder, and I moved on. Well, how come you just not gonna wait on me? That's the problem with male approaching and female choosing. If you wait long, you wait wrong. If you don't want a person, they're gonna move on. If you're gonna play like you don't want a person, they're gonna move on. If you're gonna want a person to want you after you know, realize that you played too many games and they walked off, they're still gonna move on. And this is a problem because everybody's looking for the better deal. See, men look for the better deal in approaching. Women look for the better deal in, getting approached and choosing one and then jumping to the other and then jumping to the other and never really committing to one because guess what? You have the power of choice. And some of y'all will say, well, even in the extreme sense, men approach women to the extent that we'll get on one knee and ask for your hand in marriage. That's our approach. You have to say yes or no. Don't act like every woman says yes. you know, nah, son, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Will you be my wife? Nah, son, I disagree. I don't like you like that. That happens. That happens. You know. So at the end of the day, don't get mad if you for the only men who can get mad that they don't have options is men who don't approach women, and the only women that can get mad about women them not having options or nobody being in, or not being in a relationship with anybody is women who don't get approached. But if you a guy and you approach women and you wasn't chosen, you did your part. If you're a woman who got approached and you didn't choose, you also did your part. Like that happens. Like so, there's no complaining, right? So don't get mad if you see a guy that you once talked to with somebody else because when he approached you, you didn't choose him. That should be fair enough. And for you women out here who decide to, well, you know, they didn't want to choose a guy, so then they start approaching guys. You better be careful with that because what's gonna wind up happening is if you approach the same type of guys that you didn't choose, you're gonna give off a fucked up vibe. And people gonna know you full of shit. Because I mean you might be approaching people out of regret at the particular point, but because you approaching people in general, it throws off the vibe. And because you're approaching someone out of regret, you're still not approaching a person that you like. You're approaching the 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 man that you left or didn't pick. You don't know who the hell you're talking to though. You feel me? I'm out.